Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi washabihi ajmain. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and hello everyone. Welcome to IC 2020. Thank you very much for the organizing committee for inviting me to share some of the points and notes regarding how to actualize the techno-humanistic approach during this MCO, or we call it as a movement control order, or in Malay we call it as a perintah kawalan pergerakan. So all over the world, we are actually facing the same issues, challenges on how we can actualize, we can implement, we can prolong, we can proceed with our teaching and learning processes despite of COVID-19 pandemic. So in Malaysia, for instance, we are having the same issues too in our secondary school, in our primary school, as well as in the university. So people are talking about how to use tools, how to use technology, how to merge between traditional, conventional, and blended learning, flipped classroom, so on and so forth. But the thing is, how can we humanize the use of the technology? So this is what I will be talking about, and this is all my slides are all about. So let me just begin with some quotation or citation from Imam Shafi'i. He mentioned in one of his kitab, all humans are dead except those who have knowledge, and all those who have knowledge are asleep except those who do good deeds. Kita semua ni mengantuk kan, nak tidur je, kecuali yang melakukan amal soleh. And those who do good deeds are deceived. Kita sebenarnya yang melakukan kebaikan ni tertipu, except those who are sincere. And those who are sincere are always in a state of worry. So I guess me, myself, and all of you, we are in the state of worry because we are sincere. Kita ni ikhlas to proceed, to implement how to we can continue our teaching and learning processes despite of MCO. So technology will not replace all teachers. Don't worry, technology will not replace all teachers. Some people might be worried because they say, "Oh, robot will come and replace us as teachers and lecturers." But don't worry, I believe that technology will not replace teachers. But there's a big but there with one T. But teachers who use technology effectively will probably replace teachers who do not. So some of the lecturers, educators, that they talk a lot about tools, technology, which kind of technology apps that we will use in our class. For me, I think the thing is how to use the technology effectively. We don't ask how many apps that you know, how many applications that you can use in your class, but how can you use this technology effectively? Okay, even though you are just using SMS, WhatsApp, or email, Telegram, a very low bandwidth application, but if you know how to give some kind of very good instructional videos, instructional materials to your student, therefore I think your student will appreciate you more, and your teaching and learning session will be more meaningful rather than keep on changing the technology, keep on changing the apps from A to B, B to C, and C to D. So you can check out the world trends from the worldometers.info. You can see that printed books, printed magazines have been low in production, and we can see a lot of mobile gadgets like mobile phones, computers, tablets have been sold more than billions around the world. So this that means our students are ready actually, but unfortunately some of the lecturers still lack of some knowledge on how can we effectively implement or use the technology or this kind of apps in our classes. Right. So you can see in the MCO, during MCO, our student actually have changed from the hierarchy to the what I coin here as a hierarchy. Hierarchy means our students, they will learn from their seniors, from their lecturers, principals, from teachers, and from their lecturers and professors. But now our student, they don't know about PM and AM. They don't know. Sometimes they ask lecturers in the morning, 2 a.m. in the morning. They will discuss with their student 3 p.m. in the afternoon, in the evening. So we don't know when they study, what they are studying, with whom they are studying. We don't know anymore because they learn and study 24/7. So the big question mark here, are we ready? Are we ready? Some of the, yes, of course, some of the lecturer they talk about adab. Okay, adab first. Okay, knowledge will come second. Adab first. So make sure you know when to contact, when to give private message with your lecturers. So, but internationally, we are talking about international students. Maybe some of the students are coming from Arab countries, Middle East, from Europe. Okay, actually, maybe some right now in Malaysia we are the time is 10 a.m. but maybe in their country it's 5 a.m. in the morning. Maybe we are 5 a.m. In the morning, but in their country they are still at 3 p.m. in the afternoon or in the evening. So this is some of the issues, some of the circumstances and situation that we need to put into account. So uh, not just because you are right now in Malaysia and you are 2 a.m. in the morning, that means you cannot answer your student synchronously or asynchronously. That's why we need to appoint actually our co-pilot among students. So the teaching and learning in the 21st century, we're not talking about the lecturers and the facilitator, but we need to be a learning coach. So we coach our student how to be the second lecturer, how to be our co-pilot, so they can help each other. So we need to make it alive, the discussion not just between lecturers and student, but student to student and student to us. Okay. Right. So we're talking about hierarchy. If they ask you 2 a.m. in the morning, okay, one question coming up in the WhatsApp group, if you don't answer, they will straight away go to the Sheikh or go to the Professor Google, go to Professor YouTube. And and moreover, if you are giving such a lame, such a very boring lecture using your Zoom, using your Microsoft Teams, if they, I mean the student, if they can find a better video from YouTube, what will happen? They will ignore you. So please beware of this message, okay? Right, so 21st century teaching and learning, we're talking about ideas, learning, working, and living in the future. So we need to consider students as partners in their education. We're talking about relationships as the basis of future education. So actually, we can monitor two classes, one in Malaysia, one in Indonesia, one in Saudi Arabia. Using Microsoft Team, actually, we can gather them in one hall. Okay, even though they are from different places, but we can gather them in the same place in the same time, for them to learn about changing world, collaborate. We are talking about inclusive education, whereby no students are left, okay, behind. And this is where we can urge our student to communicate about their social life. We are relating the issues. We are talking about real life problems and situation. Okay, so when we talk about problem based learning or PBL, actually in this MCO, the problem should not be coming from you as lecturers. but it will come from the student themselves. So let them be the problem solvers. Let them be the problem finders too. Right. So the big question mark here, how can we make the classroom as dynamic as the world around us? Because the world is dynamic, but how can we make our classroom as dynamic as the world around us? Normally in my normal keynote, normally I will ask participation from the participants. Okay, I will ask question, but in this particular keynote, maybe I'll just throw the question. You can answer later, or you can email me back with your responses to drhamimi@gmail.com. Right. So like I mentioned just now, okay, how this we don't know right now how our students study, what they are studying, with whom, when they study, where they study, maybe at the McDonald, Mama, or during this PKP, maybe they are studying online with their student and why they study. Because right now there are several goals and aims why we need to study now. Maybe because of the lifelong learners, maybe because of the degree, or maybe because of some of the students they just want to make some improvement in their life. Maybe they want to let's say if you want to make a build a big bakery. Okay, you want to be a baker. uh, you don't need a degree anymore. You just take a MOOC, one course from the business course, how to do business model, one course how to bake a cake, and another one is how to run a business. So we just combine these three courses. So the student will make or will receive these three certificates and ask for a license from SSM, and voila, make a big bakery, be a baker, and sell buns and cakes. We have seen a lot of examples actually in this future. In this, I think we can Google. There are several news, several uh, cases talk about how can we be good entrepreneurs without having a degree. Okay. Okay, this is a very interesting book by Rex Miller, Bill Latham, and Cahill about humanizing the education machine. Okay, so if I may summarize, this book talk about how to humanize your content. That means how can you? We were not talking just about how to download and upload your contents into platforms and social media, but how to humanize your content or be prepared to see people live. If you just make a WhatsApp group or using your learning management system, use if you use high quality, you use iPad or Android based application or gadgets, you just upload your things and just leave it, you will see your student will live. And if your Microsoft Teams session, your Zoom session is not so engaging, people will just put their videos, they just open up their camera, but they will not participate in your class. So humanize your content or be prepared to see your student live. So these are big rounds, four big rounds talk about reflects us about traditionalists, baby boomers, Generation X, and millennials. So we are not talking about 100% online learning anymore. So we need to blend our teaching and learning, becoming a blended learning, so we can harness the needs of active learning, so we can combine uh, be it traditionalists, be it baby boomers, be it millennials, be it Generation X, Y, Z, and Alpha. So using the blended learning, I believe that blended learning is the best among the best approaches that we can use right now. But the thing is, if you use blended learning without having a humanization elements, it will be some kind of robotic. Okay, so robot, they are lack of sympathy, they don't have empathy, and the lack of creativity. Okay, let us see. As right now we are in the era of big data, when data is changing the game in the idea economy. If we are talking about Uber, the world largest taxi company, owns no vehicle. Facebook, the world most popular media owner, creates no content. Okay, we create the content, but Facebook, they just allow us to upload our contents in the platform. Etsy, world largest custom craft retailer, owns no inventory, and Kiva, 750 million plus in loans without a bank. So when we're talking about MCO, actually, a few open university in the world, like Ho Chi Minh City Open University, Universitas Terbuka Indonesia, IGNO Indira Gandhi, National Open University in India, Arab Open University, and Allama Iqbal Open University, and even Anadolu University in Turkey. Okay, you just guess how many students they are having. We are talking about 500, 1 million. Anadolu University, they have actually 2 million students. 2 million students. Okay, if we take a look at the Anadolu website, okay, founded in 1958, 1958, tak lahir lagi pun. Now we are talking about MCO, we are panicking here and there, but look at the open university in the world, actually they are having over 2 million students around the world. So actually, people in open and distance learning, they are not having a big big problem with this kind of new wave. That's why some of the ODL practitioner, when we talk about remote learning, difficult times learning, actually they just chill because they don't have any problem with that. They are having the same, they are recycling the same method all over again. So in these difficult times during MCO, actually, the ODL hierarchy, the ODL ecosystem, is the most stable system in teaching and learning in the world. Right, so right now we can see we are changing actually the business model. Right now we have a university, we have lecturers, and we have students. Right now we can see because of the Uber and the Grab, we can see right now university has changed their business model to become, university is becoming a company or even an agent. Okay, they are the transport, they are the solution providers like Uber, like Grab. And lecturers, they are just like a grab drivers. When they see this when they go and see the customers and give services, and students have become the rider and the passengers. So as for Uber and for Grab, normally we will use the app, we will order the food or car, and the Grab riders, by car or by motorcycle, they will come to us and fetch us, or they will come to us and deliver the food. So right now we can see it is some sort of like similarity between those two, whereby in right now as a lecturers, right now student will order, okay, some kind, I use quote unquote order the content from the course outline, contents, quizzes, assignment from us. So as a university, as a solution provider, they will ask the lecturers or Grab rider or Grab driver to give those kind of things contents, assignment, and tasks to student. Okay, so you can see university becoming an agent, lecturers as drivers, and student as a passenger. Right, so let us move to the techno-humanistic approach. Okay, in education, normally we talk about behaviorism. Okay, by Skinner, we have Watson there. We are talking about cognitivism. We are having constructivism, and also we have connectivism by Josh Seaman and Stephen Downes. Okay, so actually 1,400 years ago, actually in Islam, we are having a long way back. We mentioned about this. So right now in 2020, what kind of theory we would like to invent? We would like to contribute towards knowledge. So actually, in Islam, when the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, okay, um, we are talking about Muhammad and Jibril, okay, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the angel Jibril. Um, the Jibril will recite one thing, okay, Iqra, and Muhammad will repeat after him. So this is what we call as behaviorism. When we stimulate, we speak one content, student will repeat after us. So this kind of triangulation will continue, and this is what we call behaviorism. But in Islam, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has even reflects about behaviorism, has implemented behaviorism way long, uh, 1,400 years ago with Jibril. When we talk about cognitivism, actually, when the Quran was complete at that time, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the companion Sahaba, so they're actually implementing cognitivism. When the Prophet will ask the companions to deliver the hadith around the world, okay, and build the connection among Muslim or among Muslim believers. So let's just continue with constructivism. Actually, when Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam wafat, the propagation of Islam has been continued by the companions and the tabi'in. So this is whereby in connectivism, when the lecturer will teach the students, and the student will go over and build a connection with other students. So this is what we call constructivism. And with connectivism, actually, when students they are creating their own connection, they are expanding bigger and bigger. This is where the ijtihad of scholars during the Muslim gold ages, okay, the ijtihad of the scholars when Prophet Muhammad has wafat, even the companions tabi'in, they already died, and now we are depending of the ijtihad of the scholars. This is what we call connectivism. So when we talk about behaviorism, cognitivism, constructivism, and connectivism in Islam, actually we have done all of this a long way ago. Okay, so I think for 2020, if we just combine all these four and other with other learning and teaching and learning theories, but we need to put the creator there, it will become holisticism. Okay, whereby the theory is holistically prepare or harness, entertain the needs of the student, the lecturers, and the support system. Right, so in the techno-humanistic education, actually, we are talking about the mastery of science technology when we talk about ontology and epistemology. Okay, mastery of moral values, knowing and feeling, and implementation of moral values. So actually, in this MCO, when you use application, we are talking about how the student can master the ontology of the knowledge, epistemology, they know, they feel, and they act with wisdom. So this is some kind of light dan masih kurang semasa penggunaan teknologi di dalam MCO ni. At the end of the day, student learn to know, to do, and to be. Just not just to know, but they know how to do, and they learn how to be and how to live together and to live sustainably with their knowledge that they have gained from the schools and from the university. So this is from Dantes, but from Norhamimi, I would suggest that we should um, put the creator and the human touch there. Okay, so whatever you have teach in your class, whatever you teach in your class, always relate back to the God, to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, to the creator, and how can you make it a beneficial for human. So hablum minallah and hablum minan nas, x and y axis. So this will also control your teaching and learning and that's how we move forward. Okay. Right, so to make an inclusive educational change during MCO, actually we need to also, not talking about the normal and typical student, we also need to harness the disabled person, disabled student, they are coming from rural areas, different mother tongue, okay, people are coming from Africa, from other continent of the world, and different learning preferences. Some students are kinesthetic, they are visual, they are auditory, they are mathematical, they are logical students, so we need to make sure that we need to specify and to entertain the different learning preferences from the student. Okay, so this people will ask me, what is this all about? So we are talking about a food buffet in a cafe or in a restaurant or in the hotel. And also, these are some kind of color of scarf or tudung, from leaves green down to tangerine orange. We have so many colors there, but some of us will ask, if we go in this to this place, they will ask, what do you want to eat? What do you want to eat? Some of the people will answer, I don't know what to eat. Even though we have 160 meals here, 160 dishes, but still some of the people, they don't know what to eat. The question here is why. And we have so many colors there for our scarf, but sometimes our wife, our mother, our sister, they don't know what to wear to any ceremony. Sometimes they will answer, I don't have tudung to go to that ceremony. I don't have scarf, even though they have so many colors in their wardrobe. Okay, the question is why? That's because maybe we have so many dishes there, but none of the dishes already suit the requirement, the needs of him or her. Yeah, same goes with the tudung and scarf here. Even though you have so many colors there, that it does not mean that the tudung is suitable with the color of the ceremony. Most of the girls, women, when they go to such a ceremony like weddings, they just want to match their tudung, their scarf, with the theme color of the ceremony. Or maybe we have so many colors there, but maybe perhaps the color does not suit with the requirement with the ceremony. So this is a big problem, not just for women but for our students. So if we can relate this with my theory here, when in the hotel or in the restaurant, when the customer come, actually we need to jot down the food menu, whether they want the set A, set B, or set C. So we will ask the chef or the cook to take the customer order. So they will prepare the ingredients, way to cook, and what kind of instrument. Either they will have a big wok or small kuali, small pan, okay, and the validation of the food will be taken by the master chef, okay, whether to control the quality of the food. So that means even though we don't have 160 meal, we just have three meals or three dishes, but customer will come when we prepare three dishes or three meals when they come to the class, and when they come to the restaurant, okay, I like. I will eat this food. I will choose this food. I will choose this food rather than having more and more foods, but none of them are really requires or suit with the requirement of the customer. Same goes in teaching and learning. When the learners came in our class, join our class, actually we need to know what kind of preferences they are having, whether they are coming from auditory learners, they are visual learners, they are kinesthetic. Then the learning designers, we know the learning style or learning preferences of the student. So I may decide, oh, most of our students are visual learners, so I will make more videos, more instructional videos rather than use PDF and MP3s. But if they are auditory learners, maybe I will read off the use of video and focus on podcasts and things that instructional materials that related to to auditory learners. Okay, so content, pedagogy, and technology. So I put pedagogy first, okay, rather than technology. So we talk about pedagogy, problem-based learning, task-based learning, active-based learning. Uh, we have so many pedagogy there, one-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-one. Then we talk about technology. So without technology, also we can teach actually during this MCO, but maybe it will a little bit harder when we use conventional. We need to call, we need to use the radio cassette, we need to send the thumb drive to our student houses. So this will maybe some will be costly from some of the lecturers. So technology actually, if you use technology, it will make life and it will make tasks easier for both parties. So when students come to our class, they have the learning buffet. When they come to our class, you have supplemented them with uh, enough and sufficient materials like videos, because I am visual learners, I love video very much, and my lecturers actually actualizing the techno-humanistic approaches. Okay, he knows that I love videos, so he supplemented me with sufficient videos, instructional videos. So that's why I like this class very much. But now, if I am visual learners, but he or she keep on giving me and sharing with me PDF, and PowerPoints, normally I will not take a look at it. Uh, unless there is an examination. So please bear in mind, this is some kind of a techno-humility that we need to bear in mind. And when you finish with the learning buffet, make sure you put tag there. Okay, hashtag class 1, microeconomy 101, hashtag Arabic for group 2, hashtag task Arabic 101 task 1. So when they are scrolling up and down in their platform, they will find the materials easier. All right, so I think that's all about how to actualizing techno-humanistic in our teaching and learning during MCO. I hope all of you will get some benefits from my presentation today. If you have any question, if you want to discuss more about this, perhaps you may send an email to hamimi@usim.edu.my. You may also follow me my YouTube channel, Dr. Hamimi. So thank you very much. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.